my name is Erica, and I'm from the USA. Please like and subscribe. Some people might call me a nerd, but that's only because I actually enjoy school and love working hard. Maybe that's what happens when the single dad who raised you is a world-renowned neurosurgeon. But I never felt pressured by him to excel. Like him, I just like being the best. And while I don't have many close friends, I generally get along with everybody in my class. Well, everybody except one, Genevieve Leroy. That's only because she's the actual devil. Not really, but hear me out. Genevieve transferred to our school from France when we were in the 5th grade, and I immediately hated her snobby attitude.
Are you seriously reading Matilda? Back in France, we just finished Les Miserables. American children are so immature. Do you still wear tapas too?
She was also crazy smart and got the highest grades in class.
I'm not even trying.
She was just so conceited and full of herself, and I just had to show her that she wasn't better than everybody. So I worked harder than I ever had, and soon our grades were equal.
So, you think you're as good as me?
No, Genevieve, I'm better. And from that day forward, everything was a competition between us. But there was never a clear winner. We always got the same grades. We both got first place at the 6th grade science fair. We always had the same number of followers on social media. And somehow, our TikToks got the same amount of likes. Would you believe it? We even shared the same birthday. In the 7th grade, our families accidentally had our parties at the same pizza arcade. Instead of having fun, we spent the whole time biting each other on the Dance Dance Revolution machine.
Getting tired, Erica?
You wish, Genevieve. I could do this forever. We kept dancing even after everyone left, and the pizza arcade security team had to literally throw us out. I was so sore for the next few days. I groaned every time I moved. Things only got worse once we were in high school. In our last year, we both ran for school president, but our smear campaigns and aggressive politics got so out of hand that violence broke out between our supporters. The principal canceled the election and chose a student as president who wasn't either of us. But we were still gonna end up being co-valedictorians of our class, and I had to make sure I wrote a better speech than Martin Luther King himself. The bright side of it all was that high school would be over soon, and we'd never have to share a stage or room again. But to make things worse, it was around this time that Bethany barged into my life. I always thought Dad was too busy for romance, but he'd met this demon flirt monster while he was treating her mother, and now the two were dating.
Isn't your dad just like the cutest ever, Erica?
She had him wrapped around her little finger, and before I knew it, he'd asked her to move in with us.
Don't think of me as a replacement for your mother. Not until the wedding, anyway.
As if having a snooty French arch nemesis wasn't enough, I now had to live with Barbie's evil cousin. We couldn't stand each other. All she did all day was constantly try and fail to become a viral influencer through endless Instagram and TikTok posts for a non-existent audience.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll teach you how to trap the man of your dreams.
And whenever Dad wasn't around, she would call me a loser and an annoying know-it-all and go on and on about how I would never get a boyfriend.
No matter what some of those ugly girls say online, boys do not find intelligence attractive, Erica.
But at that point, boys were the last thing on my mind. The same went for Genevieve. We were both so busy trying to be the best at everything that we didn't have time for boys.
Hey, Erica, do you maybe want to go to the movies with me?
How can I go to the movies when I still don't know absolutely everything about the War of 1812? Now shush!
Genevieve, why don't we...
Stop, you poor boy. Is your highest ambition to be nothing more than a distraction to me? But that all changed the day Lee Taylor Reyes transferred to our school.
Howdy, y'all.
He walked into our lives with his rugged good looks and Texas cowboy charm. All the girls fell for him, but none fell harder than Genevieve and me. Oh my God, mon Dieu. We thought we were competitive before, but now it was war. Genevieve and I started doing things neither of us had ever done before. When Lee Taylor became quarterback, we went to every game.
Go, Lee Taylor, go!
Lee Taylor, you are the best at American foolishness. When Lee Taylor got the lead in the school play, we went to every show. Bravo, bravo! You have resurrected the theater, Lee Taylor. Genevieve had always been the more fashionable of the two of us, and once Lee Taylor hit the scene, her clothes and makeup game reached a level unseen.
That's a mighty fine dress you're wearing there, Genevieve.
What? This old thing? I only wear it when I don't care what I look like.
There was no way I could compete with her on that level. Not on my own. I needed help, and there was only one person I could turn to, Bethany.
Erica, it's so wonderful. You're finally acting like a normal girl. no!
I was so desperate that I let Bethany give me a complete makeover. She used Dad's credit cards to buy me all new clothes and makeup. She took me to the most expensive salon in town and started giving me flirting lessons. Dad was just happy that we seemed to be finally getting along. And the whole time, she was filming everything and posting videos on her stupid channel.
Hey guys, join me on my brave and selfless journey as I turn Erica from a zero to a shiro and help get her the man of her dreams.
And the videos actually went viral. Bethany was officially an influencer now. And the weirdest part was that her lessons were working. Lee Taylor was now paying just as much attention to me as he was to Genevieve.
There's something different about you, Erica, and I like it.
Thanks for noticing, Lee Taylor. But just like with everything else between me and Genevieve, neither of us was actually winning. No matter what we did, Lee Taylor would only lead us both on and wouldn't make a clear choice. Things got so bad in the struggle for Lee Taylor's heart that our grades began to slip. We stopped doing homework, we were failing tests, neither of us were valedictorian anymore. But we didn't care. All our effort was going into out-scheming the other to win over Lee Taylor. Like the time he had a minor football injury and we both went to visit him in the hospital.
Oh, you poor baby. It's a shame your mommy is out of town. But look, my chef made you a consommé, and I will read you the sports section of the newspaper in French.
That looks like gross bathwater. I've got just the thing to make you feel better. Some good old American cheeseburgers. Also, a recent study shows that most people think Spanish is hotter. It ended up being a screaming match in French and Spanish that got us thrown out of the hospital. And one day, after the teacher made me and Lee Taylor lab partners, Genevieve marched up to me angrily in the cafeteria later and pinned me against the wall.
Give it up, Erica. No matter how much makeup you put on or how much idiotic giggling you do, Lee Taylor will be mine. You've never beaten me, and you never will.
What are you talking about? You wear so much makeup you look like a French mime. And besides, it's you who's never beaten me.
I am so much better than you in every way that counts.
Then how come you've never proved it?
Prove this!
Did you just throw a hamburger at my face after saying something totally stupid?
Oui, do you want French fries with that?
As we rolled around on the floor, screaming and attacking each other, we knew we were making an absolute spectacle of ourselves. But we didn't care about what anyone thought, except Lee Taylor. And the next day, he invited me and Genevieve to meet him by the bleachers after school.
Ladies, y'all are two of the prettiest and sweetest gals I've ever met. And I've really tried to choose, but a choice is impossible. So you must make it.
What the heck are you talking about?
Why do you speak nonsense, Lee Taylor?
I heard that y'all's rivalry goes way, way back. I'm thinking it's time that it was finally settled with a race. This Saturday, one lap around the school track. Winner takes all, including my heart.
We were both shocked by this proposal, but when he gave us that heart-melting look of his, we agreed. But what we didn't know was that Lee Taylor had live-streamed our conversation to the whole school, and in the days leading up to Saturday, the race was all anyone could talk about. Posters were put up advertising the race for love. Lee Taylor was actually charging admission. None of this was legal, but the principals and teachers didn't dare try to stop it for fear that the students would rip them to pieces. Everyone was just way too excited about it. The school became divided between Team Erica and Team Genevieve. Some of Genevieve's biggest supporters started wearing black and white striped shirts and berets while waving around baguettes and speaking in terrible French accents.
Oui, oui, don't you see? Genevieve's the girl for Lee.
Things were getting so nuts that people were approaching me in the halls, offering me money to lose the race so they could win big on bets. Even Bethany started showing up to school to interview students for her army of new followers.
So tell me, are you Team Erica or Team Genevieve?
Team Erica all the way. USA! USA!
Lee Taylor Reyes, be honest. Who do you really want to win the race?
All I say is, may the best girl win.
While all this was going on, I was just trying to ignore the insanity. I'd spend every night doing laps around my yard, trying to get faster and faster. My head was filled with images of my post-race life when I would walk around arm in arm with Lee Taylor. But in a weird way, the thing I was looking forward to the most was an end to this eternal feud with Genevieve. Saturday came, and the crowd was bigger than any homecoming game in our school's history.
Go, Erica, go! Viva la Genevieve!
This is it, my fabulous followers. The Race for Love Live. Now you'll see once and for all Erica's transformation from loser to, not loser. Yeah.
Despite the bizarreness of the scene, Genevieve and I lined up for the race. Lee Taylor had even bought an actual starter pistol from home.
On your marks, get set, go!
We were off in a flash. The crowd roared. Genevieve and I weren't exactly athletes, but we were giving it our all. We were feeding off the energy surrounding us. The only problem was that neither of us could break away. We were level, like always, literally shoulder to shoulder. As we approached the finish line, it seemed like this would end in yet another tie. My energy was flailing, and in desperation, my eyes searched for Lee Taylor, and they found him, kissing another girl right in front of everyone. I stopped short, fully expecting Genevieve to race ahead and win, but she had stopped too, and was also staring at Lee, sweaty and out of breath. We looked all around us at the ridiculous result of the war we've been waging for so long. What the heck are we doing? This is very foolish, no? All of this for a boy? A conceited and deceitful boy. He really just manipulated us to make this all happen. I don't think I've ever felt this dumb in my entire life. Look at what we are wearing. What happened to us? Our rivalry used to inspire us to become better and better at everything, but now it's only made us worse. Oui, I've always counted on you to motivate me to be the best I can be. That's what I've always counted on you for. But why did there have to be all this hate and jealousy? I have a very tough mother who says second best is a term some loser made up. That's why I'm so competitive. What's your excuse? I don't really have one. I was just born this way. But look where all this jealousy has gotten us. Silly girls playing stupid games. No more. I agree. No more. Genevieve and I walked through that finish line hand in hand and left the field without looking back. The crowd started booing and angrily demanding Lee Taylor refund them the money he had charged them. In case you're wondering what happened next, Dad finally walked in on Bethany screaming like a maniac at me, saw her true colors, and threw her out of the house. Lee Taylor kept playing with the hearts of other girls until the day he messed up with one girl too many.
Help! She's trying to run me over with her car!
Genevieve and I graduated top of our class. She went on to be a cosmetics entrepreneur, and I became a lawyer. Years later, we still keep in touch and cheer each other's successes. My head was pounding as I slowly woke up.
She's awake!
Your Highness, you're awake! Huh? Your Highness? What was happening? Hey there, I'm Bella, and I'm about to take you through a whirlwind of royal troubles. Ready for some royal chaos? Hit that like button and subscribe. Right after waking up, the doctor came in checking on me and asking a bunch of questions.
You've had an accident. You've been out for 3 weeks. Do you remember your name? Can you name an animal that starts with E?
Good news, I knew my name and my family's names. Bad news, I couldn't remember anything about my life. And here's the shocker. The doctor said I might never get my memories back. I was super confused when my family came rushing in. My sister Aurora, just a year younger than me and a huge gossip, tried to update me on all the royal news, but my mom stopped her. Let her be. She just woke up. But Mom, she'll want to know everything. Right, Bella?
Aurora, that's enough!
That's my dad, the king.
Bella, you gave us a fright. No more football for you.
You need to rest now, Bella. I was surprised my parents didn't hug me or kiss my forehead. I mean, I just woke up from a coma. Later, Aurora snuck back in and started telling me about my life, which sounded pretty awesome. You're a star athlete, you have a boyfriend named Vincent. A boyfriend? Where is he? And you're a total rebel. You never listen to Mom and Dad. A rebel? But why? Because they want you to marry some prince. But you're in love with Vincent. Why? Don't they like my boyfriend? He's not a prince. You went on 2 dates with him and you were really into him. Your phone was broken in the accident, so you can't check your messages. You two were like lovebirds. Cool. Is he rich? Yeah, a lot. His dad is a big businessman, but Mom and Dad want a prince for you.
to be honest. They're pretty happy you got amnesia. They hope you'll stop biting them.
Thanks for the heads up, love. I owe you. As I tried to pick up the pieces of my life over the weeks, my only friend was Aurora, who kept telling me little bits of my life before amnesia. One day, Mom and Dad insisted that we do a press release. Ugh, do we have to?
The future queen should certainly do that.
It certainly is not in that outfit. Here, dress like a princess.
Hey, I never got a press conference after I broke my leg last year.
Aurora, please be quiet now. Not everything is about you. Guards, come take her outside. I was shocked how they talked to her, and she kept screaming while the guards dragged her away. Then, Mom dumped a super frilly pink outfit on me. Just 5 minutes later, Aurora sent me an SOS message. They're about to announce your wedding.
As if this outfit wasn't bad enough, now they planned this?
I was livid. So, during the announcement, I demanded to speak.
Wonderful! Let's hear from our future queen!
But they didn't expect what came next. Ever heard that chickens have impressive memories? Maybe if I were from a royal chicken lineage, I'd remember more. Dad was livid and grounded me for a week, despite my illness.
Sick or not, a future queen cannot act this way.
That night, I was chatting with Aurora when my parents suddenly came in, followed by 3 doctors who looked pretty intimidating, more like butchers than medical professionals. Aurora, leave, now.
Why? What are you planning to do to her?
Then, Mom signaled a bodyguard, and he dragged Aurora away as she shouted,
Don't listen to them!
One doctor opened his case, revealing a long, frightening needle. I screamed until everything went dark. My parents were unbelievable, but thank God I had Aurora. Over the weeks, Aurora filled me in on my life before college started. She gave me my diary too, reading that I was super anxious to see my boyfriend. A week later, I was finally ready to go back to college. It was a crazy fancy place where only kids from royal and super rich families study. As Aurora and I walked in, flanked by a mini army of security guards, I spotted him, Vincent, my boyfriend. He stood there with a bouquet of roses and gave me a warm, inviting smile. Aurora winked at me and walked away. My heart was racing. I felt like I was back in my teenage years. Vincent came over, looking at me with so much affection.
Can I hug you?
I couldn't help but smile and nod. As he hugged me, he said,
You look beautiful, Bella. I've missed you a lot. It felt like I was seeing your face everywhere.
We chatted for a while, and he was so polite and respectful. Vincent spent the day introducing me to people, helping me remember who was who from before I lost my memory. I met a few friends, which felt a bit strange, but having Vincent there made things feel more comfortable. Later on, he mentioned that he and my friends planned a party to help jog my memory. That might be too much for me.
I get it. How about you try the party, and if it feels overwhelming, we can leave and spend the rest of the night just the two of us.
His idea sounded good, so I agreed. That evening, my parents said the doctors were coming again, so I was even more eager to head out to the party. Vincent texted, saying he was waiting outside, but how could I sneak past the guards in a fancy dress and heels? I grabbed my heels in one hand and my purse in the other, then quietly climbed out of the window and tumbled into the bushes. Luckily, the security wasn't too tight, so I managed to avoid them and got to Vincent's car. The party was okay, but after just an hour, I started feeling a sharp pain in my body. Vincent quickly called his driver to take me home, and he even paid him extra to keep quiet about it. As I sneaked through the garden to my room, I heard footsteps behind me and felt a bit scared. Come out, or I'll whoop your butt. Then I accidentally bumped into someone, and without thinking, I flipped them over. Who are you?
I'm Dylan, the gardener.
I helped him up. Sorry about that.
It's okay. I'll survive.
He gave me a wink that made me blush. Girl, you have a boyfriend. Stay focused. Can I ask you something? Do you know what I was like before?
Not really. I'm new in this job, but you kept to yourself. Seemed a bit snobby and arrogant.
Oh, wow. Thanks for being honest. Before he could say any more, Aurora rushed over and pulled me away. What are you doing talking to him? He's just a gardener. The next morning, my parents were really mad at me. Turns out, Dylan the gardener told on me. So, Aurora said we should keep things quiet for a while until things calmed down. One night, feeling really upset, I snuck out and climbed a tree in the garden. I just needed to think. Then I heard a voice.
Why is a pretty princess like you up in a tree?
Oh, it's the snitch.
I don't know what you're talking about. Can I come up? I've got something to say.
Sure, why not? Dylan tried to climb up, but he wasn't very good at it. When he finally got up, he was all messy. For a cute guy, you're not very sporty.
So, you think I'm cute? That's good to know. Now, what's bothering you?
Honestly, I didn't expect to spill my guts to the gardener, but I guess I just need someone to listen and you seem genuine, so here it goes. I ended up telling Dylan everything. It was so easy to talk to him.
Man, that sucks.
That's all you've got? You're not great at giving advice.
Can't argue with that. But hey, I stole a chocolate bar from the kitchen today. You want some?
Sure, why not? I ended up staying with Dylan until sunrise. For the next few weeks, I hung out with Dylan whenever I could, and it was great, but I felt guilty. Vincent was a nice guy, and I didn't hate spending time with him either. But as time went on, I started to prefer Dylan's company over Vincent's. It puzzled me why I'd rather spend time with Dylan. Maybe my amnesia and the medicines were really messing with my feelings. Then one evening, I found Vincent in my room unexpectedly. Vincent, what are you doing here?
You've been acting distant. Is something wrong?
I didn't know what to say. How about I show you around the palace?
I was hoping for a different answer, but okay. Let's spend time together.
He kept asking why I was acting different. I dodged his questions, but he persisted. Then we reached the royal jewelry room.
If you need space, just say so. It'll hurt, but I'll understand.
In my rush to change the subject, I quickly entered the passcode on the digital keypad and let him inside. Get ready to be amazed. This is where we keep all the royal jewelry. Isn't it beautiful? Vincent was stunned. Then Aurora burst in.
Bella, why is he here? Mom and Dad would freak out. He needs to leave now.
After leaving the room, Aurora went to her bedroom. Vincent looked at me, clearly hurt.
Maybe I should leave. Reach out when you want to talk, or actually, maybe don't. Bella, you ignore me and act superior. The only reason people respect you is your royal status, and that's just luck, not an achievement.
With that, he left, and I was shocked that he just said that. Later that night, I was jolted awake by loud yelling outside the royal jewelry room. The family tiara, passed down for 5 generations, is gone. I froze. Vincent? But he was with me the whole time. Then a bodyguard approached us.
We found someone on the security footage you need to see.
We rushed to the security room. My heart sank as I watched the video. There was Vincent, hiding the tiara in his jacket while my back was turned to him, looking at Aurora.
Not only are you seeing the guy we've said no to multiple times, but you also showed him the jewelry room? What's wrong with you?
We've been patient with you because the doctor said you needed time to adjust. But this is unacceptable.
And how did he even get in?
Your Highness, our check showed the cameras were off and only started recording when Bella began her tour with Vincent.
Really? Bella, did you think you could outsmart us? What on earth?
I don't know. Please stop yelling at me. Then everything went black, and I fainted. When I woke up, Aurora was by my side, telling me I'd been out for 12 hours. The police were now looking for Vincent. Just then, Mom stormed in. Your father is furious. He can't even look at you. But I'm here to tell you that you're no longer the future queen. We've decided Aurora will take that role. You think I care? Well, guess what? I don't.
But Mom, I don't want to be a princess either. I can't stand it.
It's not up for discussion. And she left us there. Throughout the week, I felt more and more anxious. The guards were always around, keeping an eye on me, and Vincent was nowhere to be seen. One day, as I sat in the garden, Dylan came over. He acted like he was just doing his job, but then he quietly said to me,
Your parents aren't really bad. They're strict and can be a pain, yes, but they never wanted you to marry any prince. Aurora made that up. You should look into it.
How do you know all this?
Us servants hear everything. We catch all the gossip.
Later that night, I went to talk to Aurora in her room, planning to lie to get her to reveal something. Why do you think Vincent stole the tiara?
I think he was upset you preferred hanging out with the gardener over him. He knew stealing the tiara would land you into trouble. Boys are dumb, and when their ego is hurt, they can act dumber.
Did you hear they caught him?
No, they didn't.
Actually, they did. They caught him trying to leave the country. He spilled everything. Aurora, it's time to stop. Of course, that was a lie. Vincent hadn't been caught, and Aurora's explanation for why he stole the tiara actually made sense.
I don't know what you're talking about. Are you feeling okay? Did you take your medicine?
I know I wasn't perfect before my accident, but I wasn't a troublemaker either. You didn't need to scheme. If you really wanted the crown, you should have just told me. I would have stepped aside.
Sure, as if Bella, the darling princess, would give up anything. Poor Aurora, always in Bella's shadow. That's what they say. I was happy when you got amnesia. It was my chance.
What chance are you talking about? For a moment, Aurora looked lost, like she'd been caught off guard.
Chance? What chance? I don't know what you mean.
It doesn't matter. I recorded everything you just said. As I tried to leave, Aurora attacked me. We ended up fighting until the guards separated us. I showed my parents the recording. They were shocked and immediately called off the announcement about the crown. They were really mad at Aurora. You've gone too far. How can you hate your sister so much?
Not just her, you and Dad too.
They decided to send her to my royal uncle on the other side of the world, hoping hoping it might teach her a lesson. I wasn't so sure.
I'm just glad the truth came out.
Thanks to you, and all the gossip, I guess. I'm glad I didn't lose.
Let's see, you lost your memory, your boyfriend, and your sister, and the crown, at least for now.
I don't mind. I still have you. Dylan took my hand, and I kissed him.